Please can you tell me your name, your job title, and the organisation you work for?
Okay, so my name is Tom Thayer. I'm the Hinkley Point C education lead, and I work for an organisation called EDF on the Hinkley Point C project, which is a new nuclear power station being built in Somerset.
And that's a great opportunity for Somerset. And I know that Hinkley Point C will provide low carbon electricity for around 6 million homes. Why is that so important?
Okay, so that's a great question. I always say to people, think about how many times you use electricity today. Electricity production is something that's not going away. You could think we turned on maybe a light, or you may have unplugged a phone this morning, which has been charging, or made some toast, or turned on the TV, and we take it for granted. And electricity is produced in loads and loads of different ways. And for us, as the UK's largest provider of low carbon electricity, our portfolio of how we produce electricity is through nuclear power stations. We've also got large investments in renewable energy production as well. But those nuclear power stations are slowly going offline. They're getting to the point where they have reached their life expectancy and need to be turned off. So we've got to produce and construct new power stations for the future. And the low carbon piece is really, really important, because we, as a UK government, or the UK government has decided that we're going to be aiming towards this net zero carbon emissions target by 2050. So producing electricity in a low carbon way is really, really important. So that's what we're doing.
Thank you, Tom. And what opportunities will this bring for young people thinking about their future careers?
Okay, so the most exciting thing is there are a huge number of opportunities, both in the construction phase of building a new power station like that at Hinkley Point C, to its eventual operation. So to build a nuclear power station takes about 10 years. It's not like putting up a conservatory or an extension at home. It takes a long time. So there's a lot of opportunities for people to perhaps take an apprenticeship and start a very exciting career in the nuclear or the construction and engineering industry. And then further down the line, lots of opportunities in actually powering or operating that power station in the future. So if you think in the context of Hinkley Point C, so there's roughly 900 full-time jobs for about 60 years. So loads and loads of opportunity in the Southwest.
And if someone was to take the step into working in this industry, what sort of challenges would they expect to see?
I think as an industry, the challenges that we face is hitting that net zero target. So, that is something that the UK government has pledged to do. It falls within the context of 2008 Climate Change Act, 2016 Paris Agreement. So that's a big challenge in itself to achieve that. And then actually to build some of these power stations, they are technically incredibly complicated to build. So we as a UK don't have all the skilled people that we need. So that's a challenge in itself in trying to get that skilled workforce. But to construct the power station is a challenge. And then actually to coordinate all of the supply chain, which is really, really vast, is a challenge in itself. So I think if you were to join our workforce or our supply chains workforce, it's going to be a very, very interesting career. It's part of a new renaissance in nuclear power generation in the UK. And there'll be lots of opportunities on other big infrastructure projects in the future. But certainly, a really, really interesting industry to be in. And the personal development and the challenges that you face, sort of in your development in your career, will certainly be a fantastic start to anybody's journey into the industry.
How should a young person get ready to work in your environment?
Okay, so to work in our environment, first and foremost, hopefully we've engaged with you in some capacity in school and you understand about the project. And that's really, really important. So we always encourage people to research and, think a bit more about the industry that they would like to enter or the organization that they would like to work for. But we've put lots of things in place to help on that journey. So we have the Young HPC Programme, so edfenergy.com/Young HPC, where you can come on a tour of the power station. You can come and see Hinkley Point B, which is an operating power station, but also the construction site at Hinkley Point C. And it's got some soft employability skill developments on that webpage. And that whole programme is built around trying to prepare a young person to be able to successfully apply for one of those positions, hopefully make it through the assessment centres and have that exciting career. So soft employability skills development, thinking about behaviours, thinking about how you proactively engage with an employer, working in teams, building that resilience to put you in the best possible position to secure a job and then be really happy in your training and your development within your chosen career pathway.
Thank you. And finally, Tom, could you set a practical task that someone could try at home which is related to your work area?
Yeah, so we've got quite an overarching practical task which you can do, which is based around energy. So we said about the net zero target for 2050 that the UK government is trying to achieve. So we're going to provide you with a link in a minute, which is going to send you to where there's a broadcast, a 5-minute broadcast, 5-minute task, setting out how are we going to produce electricity to meet those net zero targets by 2050. And then also I've spoken about the Young HPC Programme, and I would encourage anybody to, if you're 16 and over, to register and to access some of those materials, which I think great thing to be doing at the moment to prepare yourself for application in your future world of work.
Excellent. Thank you, Tom.